Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to start a new Warning concert. This one is Houston, May 18th, 2022. Another small club, the Warehouse Live. Their opener was Hero the Band. It was originally supposed to happen in February. It's one of the dates that got rescheduled after there was one last postponement thanks to COVID. We're looking forward to this one. We have some really good audio, possibly good video as well, because it comes from a channel called Charleston Videography. Okay, and apparently he worked on the audio, and it should sound pretty good. So we're looking forward to that. Today's songs are going to be Z and Animosity. Okay, so they don't always play Animosity second in these shows, so that'll be kind of refreshing. But Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we take a look at this?
Well, it's going to be a new show for us anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm psyched to see what it's like.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. All right, let's go ahead and check this out, and we will discuss in between songs. All right, so here's Z.
All righty.
Alejandra
All right. Thoughts, Adrian, on that?
Well, first of all, great intro. And it's saying we came here today to rock out with all of you. It was good hearing the start of the song. At first, I didn't know when they were going to start with the riff.
And they generally talk for a while, and then Pow will hit the button to actually start the song. I've noticed they will do that. They'll have the tempo, but they won't necessarily start the song itself using the backing tracks. Now, I actually didn't hear the backing tracks in there, but we're in a slightly different setup than we normally are, so I may not be hearing it. But I don't think that I heard a guitar behind Dani as she was doing her solo, especially coming out. That's usually where you can tell if there's a backing track or not, and I just didn't happen to hear it. So perhaps there was an issue there. They have had issues from time to time with their backing tracks. That's kind of a normal thing. It happens, I notice also they don't have their amps on stage for this one. It's probably a small club, and they probably figured they didn't actually need them, and they could just use their in-ears to actually hear everything. And it's probably just coming straight out of their board, their pedal boards.
It just sounds great. It's, I don't know, your usual Warning show, intense and awesome.
Looks like Allie's got on the AC/DC shirt as usual. She's been using that one quite a bit, especially in this month, I think.
Yeah.
I couldn't make out the other shirts.
Yeah, neither could I. I was trying to figure out what they were.
But they do look like rock t-shirts or something to that effect. It's the grunge phase for the band. All right, well, with that, why don't we go ahead and move on to Animosity? See what happens here. All right.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world. I don't know what is worse, the other ways aside were the eroding of my mind. Alive means to be dead, a bullet to the head.
right, Adrian, what did you think about that?
Well, I thought it was a intense performance as usual, and Danny just kind of sings with authority, passion, power, and joy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. She was addressing the crowd in the middle there, too, which we don't always hear in Animosity. You know, maybe it's because it was the second song in the set. I'm not sure. It was an interesting thing to see. The crowd responded. We could hear the crowd very clearly there. I have a feeling he's using a couple of different cameras' audio and mixed them together. So we were able to get a sense of what it sounded like in the venue pretty well and still hear the band quite well. It's odd to me to look back there and see no amps, but I understand why that is. I mean, it's got to be a small place. I'm actually going to look up right now. The Warehouse, is it the studio or is it the ballroom? There's a few different spots that they could be playing in there. Let's see if we've got any info on that. We may need to refer to our audience to find out exactly which space they were in. If I were going to guess, I would say it's the smaller space that holds 450 people. But I can't really verify that. The other spaces are 1,300 for the ballroom. There's also a green room, which is 125 people. I guess that's also possible. They did play some small venues on this particular tour. Remember, this is May of 2022. They're just coming out of hibernation, basically, have 2 years. That's entirely possible. If anybody has any intel on that, please let us know, just because I'm very interested in that. But yeah, I mean, if it's the small space, if it's the smallest space, they certainly don't need their amps. If it's the mid space, don't need it either. The bigger one, I would assume we would see amps, just because 1,300 people is a lot of people. That's a pretty good sized room. I really don't think it's that room, though. I think it's got to either be the studio or the green room. So yeah, anybody that can help with that, let us know. Meanwhile, anybody that was actually at this show, if you can give us any inside info on what was going on inside the venue, what it was like to be there. You know, if you went to the meet and greet, because I'm pretty sure they had them at this point. Give us any details of your visit there and any info that you think would help us understand kind of what was going on at that point in time. Beyond that, I can also just mention, this was a busy time. They had played 2 days earlier at the Orpheum in Tampa, Florida, and then they had played the previous 2 nights in Atlanta and then Destin, Florida. So this was part of a lengthy run. They had had 1 night off just before this show. But otherwise, I mean, it's 6 shows in a week. So that's pretty grueling. And they were already tired. We know that from the Reverb on May 7th. So after that, they went to the Troubadour. They had a few days off, and then they regrouped and played those amazing Troubadour shows. So that was loads of fun, just from what we've seen of it. Okay, so with that in mind, yeah, folks, any details you think we missed, why don't you put them below for us? And if you have other thoughts or other suggestions, you can leave those as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.